Okay guys, this is a real quick, just a kind of a let you know video. I've sold quite a few of those Savage Axis Mag Catch upgrade kits that allow you to run the Savage short action 10 round drop box mag in place of the regular Axis mag on like an Axis plastic stock. And so I got a bunch of questions from guys either on eBay or on the video on YouTube about that upgrade kit, whether or not it would work in this Boyd stock. So I actually had a customer buy one of the standard setups and try and fit it into this Boyd stock, and he kind of got to the end and had some problems, and there was some things that weren't working for him. So I just took the opportunity to have him send it to me so I could look at it and kind of prototype and take a look at what I would have to do to make a specific upgrade kit for this setup, and if it needed it, and etc. So after getting this one, so this customer had already kind of clearanced this area for this larger footprint plate, and so I had to level it a little bit here. Aside from that, he'd pretty much done everything he needed to make the catch work, and then we needed to retain the rear of the magazine. So what Boyd's does is they give you this little plastic bit that's glued into the stock, but this is made out of a real slick kind of a polymer. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but in terms of the plastic material, but they glue it in this area here, and it pushed out real easily. So I don't think it's well adhered. I think the material just doesn't lend itself to that. So this is actually a mild steel part, and this is a prototype, but it's pretty consistent with what the production will be. The reason why we have to replace this is because I need to give you a secondary position that's a little lower. I don't know if you can see my fingernail kind of on that lip that's on the lower position. That's what the standard Axis or standard Savage non-Axis, like the 10 round drop box mag and the other type Savage magazines, grabs a hold of, is that guy, because the tab on the Axis mag has been trimmed a little shorter, and so it'll sit on top of this metal catch. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. If you got questions about that or aren't certain about that, look at the original video for the Savage Axis Mag Catch upgrade kit on this channel, and you'll see some of the details about that. Now, I went ahead and pillar bedded the front of this for my purposes because I was trying to get a consistent dimension on this, and it turned out that it was fine the way that it was. I didn't need to do that. But you can see that we lose the pillar bedding that's in the factory Savage stock. And actually, I clearanced this hole a little bit on this stock because it was kind of binding on the thread of the screw, and it wouldn't let the screw float. And so between losing the pillar bedding and this actual screw was a little far from this recoil lug location because I was bolting an action in here without a barrel nut in a barrel, because the barrel nut bumps up against the front of this, and so that kind of sandwiches this bit, and that locates the action. Well, the problem is with this screw in place before it was clearanced, it was kind of pulling the action away from that recoil lug. So anybody that's got this Boyd stock, I'm just curious if your groups have opened up a little bit. Let me know if that's the case, and I'll look at doing a pillar bed kit for it, because you know, the factory Savage polymer stock is pillar bedded all the way through. So I'm just curious about that. So essentially, yes, this does need its own upgrade kit. It's going to come with a mild steel part, and I'll just include the CA glue. That's all this is held in with a little cyanoacrylate type glue to hold this plate in the back or catch for the tab on the rear of the magazine to retain the rear. And then the swing latch, mag catch for this up front will be essentially the same as this part, but will be a little smaller footprint and share footprints with this little plastic bit. And then that way you guys don't have to modify your stocks like this. So it's basically a bolt-in. The only thing you'll have to do is, the customer had already done this when he sent it to me, is just clearance this little plastic tab. Now this tab pulls out of the stock. I've glued this one in. Again, I was trying to get consistent data points, so I glued this one in and pillar bedded this, but that's not really necessary for installation of the mag catch. So when you guys get yours, this plastic bit you should be able to pull out. It's just press fit in there and then held in with the screw. So with the action screw out, it should come out easy. And then you clearance it like this one's done for the swing latch to actuate to grab the magazine and release it. And guys don't seem to have any real problem cutting that plastic bit on their factory Savage stocks, and given this part comes out and it's plastic, you shouldn't have any real problem cutting it. So that's my plan for the kit. Is you'll modify this piece, you'll just stack this mag catch on top of it. Again, the one for specifically this Boyd stock will share footprints with that plastic bit, so you don't have to cut out the stock area and modify any of that. And then to retain the rear of the magazine, you'll just push this plastic bit out, this bit that was glued in originally. You'll just push it out, push it forward into the magwell area, and it shouldn't be too hard to get out of there. And then just glue this mild steel part in with the CA glue that's provided in the kit, and just line it up with the face of this area here on the stock, and that's it. So it should be a pretty easy installation. You know, guys seem to be handling the regular Savage Axis upgrade mag catch kits just fine, so this shouldn't be any real different. So you'll have a specific kit coming. Hopefully within a month we'll have production for these Boyd stock setups. And then the other application I'm getting some questions and comments about is the Savage Model 11 VT. And so if we could kind of, you know, work something out that's similar to this stock setup where a customer sends me one or something, I'll do the same deal where I kind of work out putting a mag catch in it and using it as a prototype. I don't have any reason to buy that gun, and I've got a bunch of other guns, and I've got a Type 7 FFL, so if you want to send me the gun with the action, that's fine. I actually don't have that action because it should be a standard short action Savage, whereas the Axis are all long action, they're all the same, and so I could just bolt my action into the stock. But on the 11 VT, that's not going to be the case. So anyway, if you want to set that up and get yours prototyped and get a mag catch put in, send me a comment either on the video or find one of my eBay listings and send me a message through there, or go to the website and just send me an email through that as well. So get at me and we'll see if we can get something going on that if you guys are interested. I've had a few comments, not as much as this, but a few comments on that model. So anyway, guys, that's it. Oh, one other thing. I've been trying to avoid the social media stuff, but at this point it looks like I'm not going to be able to, and it's not doing me any good. So I'm going to go ahead and set up like a Facebook page, at least, so you guys can get on that, and then that way things like this, where we're releasing any kind of a new product like that, you guys can see and get some updates on if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube. So that's it for now. Thanks. Bye.